An officer shot, a neighborhood still sheltering in place. We have the latest on the unfolding situation in Welland.
3 suspects, almost 80 charges. Police share details of multi-jurisdictional arrests and alleged hate-motivated activity and accusations of terror-related offenses.
Well, the clock's ticking. Cards are tapping and swiping as shoppers race to get those Christmas gifts. We're live from Yorkdale on what's supposed to be the busiest shopping day.
This is Live at 5.
Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
And I'm Sija Liu. Welcome to Live at 5. The SIU has invoked its mandates after a Niagara regional police officer was shot in Welland.
And police say that the suspect is holed up in a building near the scene. This is at 2nd Street and Plymouth Road. Officers were responding to a bylaw complaint this morning when they came under fire. One officer was struck and wounded. The officers also fired their weapons. Area residents have been asked to shelter in place, lock their doors, and stay away from windows.
Earlier this morning, we had a call from the City of Welland bylaw officers. They requested what we call a keep the peace to come and stand by for a bylaw issue. In this case, it's a fencing issue around what appears to be an old church that may be converted into a residence. Shortly after our officers arrived, they were met with gunfire from a male inside that building, and one of our officers unfortunately was hit. That officer's been transported to a hospital for what's considered non-life-threatening injuries. We believe that the body armor did its job and protected that officer.
During a news conference in Buffalo, New York this morning, Premier Doug Ford commented on the officer who had been shot.
She's a wonderful person. She's going to survive. And I just want to say our prayers and thoughts are with the family. Our prayers and thoughts are with all the police on both sides of the border, and that we'll always have their backs. And may God bless her. And I pray everything's going to work out. I'm very, very confident it will.
And stay with CP24 for more on this developing story, and also head to our website, CP24.com, and the CP24 app for more.
3 suspects are facing 79 charges in a joint forces investigation dubbed Project Neapolitan.
27-year-old Waleed Khan, 18-year-old Osman Azizov, 19-year-old Fahad Sadat, accused of a range of offenses, including kidnapping, sexual assault with a weapon, and several firearm offenses. Khan's also facing several terrorism charges, including allegations that he conspired to commit murder for the benefit of a terrorist group. Police believe the crimes were hate-motivated, targeting women and members of the Jewish community. Well, back in May, the suspects allegedly tried to force a woman into their vehicle near Don Mills in Eglinton, but were interrupted by a passing driver. And then in June, police say they chased 2 women in Mississauga while armed with a handgun, rifle, and knife.
And a statement from Police Chief Myron Demke reads in part, these arrests and charges for serious alleged hate-motivated offenses demonstrate how the ongoing integration of police services from all levels, municipal, provincial, and federal, work to serve and protect communities. And for more on this, we are joined live by CP24 crime analyst Steve Ryan. Steve, what more can you tell us?
Well, this was a collaborative, very successful collaborative project that started with the Toronto and Peel investigating the kidnappings, one attempted kidnappings, one here in Toronto in the end of May and one in Peel region in June. And as a result, the police put together Project Neapolitan. They now have arrested and charged 3 people with a variety of serious criminal offenses, including kidnapping, hostage taking, sexual assault, and firearms offenses. And this goes to show, guys, the importance of sharing information. So the police, during that investigation, came across info that led them to believe that there might be a terror plot or twist to this investigation. So they advised INSET, which is run by the RCMP, and it's comprised of the RCMP, municipal police services, and provincial police services as well. And as a result of that information, the RCMP have now laid terror-related charges to the 27-year-old who they claim has got some connection to ISIS. And as we've been reporting, this was targeting the women in the Jewish community. Now, earlier on, I did speak with the former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis, and we heard from the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs as well. And here's more of those 2 conversations. So let's listen.
There may be French players all over the province, maybe international in scope. And of course, with the RCMP involvement and mentions of ISIS, it certainly is international. So if it's just something contained within the city of Toronto, Toronto's got all the ability in the world to do it. Same with Peel, et cetera. But when it starts crossing boundaries, then obviously people need to work together and benefit from the using the advantage of all the available resources, expertise, and powers.
It's absolutely chilling to read the report from police that at least one individual was arrested on terrorism-related charges, and that these crimes were being planned and perpetrated targeting women and Jewish Canadians. This comes obviously on the heels of the heinous terrorist attack in Sydney, Australia.
So this terror plot, guys, was disrupted and dismantled. The investigation is obviously far from over as police try to now see if there was anybody else involved in this plan.
Steve, we have to talk about the seriousness of these terror allegations.
Well, I mean, it comes on the heels of what's just taken place in Australia. So it's very unsettling for all communities, especially those in the Jewish community, when they were made aware of the results of this very serious allegation that's been made now by not only the TPS and PO, but by the RCMP when it comes to the anti-terror. So it's very concerning, and it's something that has been disrupted and dismantled before this plot has been carried out. But I mean, it has not been lost on many people with regards to the concerns that people have for their communities. And I might add, Bakari, that we did get a statement from Toronto Police that said that there is no ongoing threat to the Jewish community. There is no known threats to the community, but they certainly are going to increase their police presence in and around the communities and the Jewish institutions as well. But very concerning nonetheless.
And Steve, you mentioned police have said there is no more ongoing threat, but what would the investigation look like when they try to see or if there is any more people involved in this?
Well, it'll go to a lot of covert work that's been done by police. They'll share information. They certainly will check the names of those that have been accused in this particular case, and they'll run that through all kinds of different databases worldwide. And the police are very good at gathering intelligence, sharing that information, and if there are others involved, we may not hear about that for some time because it could be part of an ongoing covert project. But needless to say, if there are others involved in this terror plot, they certainly will be identified at some point in time by the investigators. That I guarantee you.
Okay, thanks so much, Steve. Steve Ryan reporting live for us tonight. It's 5:07. Let's check in on the commutes with CP24 traffic specialist Adjoa Nsia-Yeboah. Adjoa, lots of people with weekend plans heading into the holidays.
Yeah, there are, and a lot of them are on the road. So if you're making your way out, you have to deal with people going home and people making their way back from school, and as well as people just doing that last-minute shopping. And you're running into problems if your route is the eastbound lanes of the Gardiner. This is the ramp that takes you to Spadina. It's the two right lanes that are blocked because of this collision. Definitely seeing a slowdown as you try to make your way into the downtown core from as far back as Jameson. Then problems, these are brand new on the eastbound 401 happening in the collector lanes. This is right at Kennedy. You will find the right lane and shoulder blocked with the collision. Also big backups from well before Dixie, and that's both core and collectors. Northbound 410 also looking at delays from Steeles in sections up to Sandalwood. And outside of Cameron, we have major problems on the northbound 400 north of King Road. It's the three left lanes blocked to the collision. Southbound 400 through Innisfil Beach Road. Crews on scene of a collision in the two left lanes, and on city streets, Kennedy near Lawrence, lanes impacted for a serious crash.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
It's the second day of jury deliberations for the man accused of second-degree murder. This is in the fatal shooting of Carolina Hubner-Macret in Leslieville more than 2 years ago. So the mother of two was killed by a stray bullet. This is after a fight broke out near the South Riverdale Community Health Center. Damian Hudson has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. It's agreed that Hudson fired the shot that killed Hubner-Macret, but the defense argues it was in self-defense during the altercation with two other men. The Crown rejects that, saying that Hudson's conduct was dangerous and reckless, and he only cared about his drug dealing. And the jury did come back with some questions earlier today, but no indication of a verdict just yet.
A woman is in the hospital after being hit by a TTC bus in the Sherway Gardens area. It happened just before 6 a.m. in the Evans Avenue and the West Mall area. Paramedics say her injuries are serious, but she is expected to survive. Police remain on scene and road closures are in effect. Drivers are being advised to avoid the area. The TTC is releasing a statement about the incident this morning. It reads, "Our thoughts are with the pedestrian and we will support police as they investigate this matter. We are also supporting the operator at this time."
Well, Mississauga man under a lifetime driving ban has been charged after police say that he took off from a ride checkpoint. So 43-year-old Blair Titterson is facing 4 charges in the incident last month, including dangerous driving and fleeing police. So police say that an officer spoke with him and smelled alcohol. When he asked for a breath sample, he allegedly sped away, but was arrested a short time later. And Titterson is banned from driving for life after several prior convictions, including failing to provide a breath sample and driving with a suspended license.
And for those still heading into the office next week, GO trains will be operating on a holiday schedule Monday, but there will be extra service on Christmas Eve to help riders get home earlier. Metrolink says on December 24th, there will be 2 additional trains on the Milton line leaving Union Station in the afternoon and 1 trip added on the Richmond Hill line. Starting on Sunday, schedules will be adjusted to match seasonal demand, with regular service returning January 5th. And on Saturday, some GO bus routes will also see changes for the holiday season, with regular service back on January 3rd.
It's 5:11, 4 below zero. This is Live at 5.
We are live at Yorkdale Shopping Center on what's expected to be the busiest shopping day of the year. We'll check in with our Andrew Brennan next. Christmas is less than a week away, with today expected to be the busiest shopping day of the year. Interact is predicting there will be nearly 25 million credit card swipes and taps today.
All right, CP24's Andrew Brennan joins us live from Yorkdale Shopping Center. Andrew, Sija is fretting because she has to get some gifts, some specific gifts. She still hasn't done her shopping yet. Maybe you can help her out?
I can chastise her on television. No, I won't do that. For what it's worth, Sija, I'm like that too. And I've actually spent about $400 today just because I got to a mall and finally got some shopping done. So I'm not the only one involved in this last-minute dash to the finish. Let's bring in some new friends. I didn't ask your names before now. We don't have to have... What is your name, by the way?
My name's Olivia.
Hi, Olivia. What's your name?
Emmy.
And I know you said you weren't going to talk, but would you like to give your name?
Haley.
Thank you, Haley. Okay, so now you can be the silent, supportive friend in the background, and we will ask the two of you, are we ready for Christmas? Do we have our shopping done?
No, not at all.
How about you? How are we doing?
Yeah, like mostly, but had to do some today.
Well, I'm glad that you showed up today because, well, we're here and we needed to talk to people. But how prepared have you gotten for Christmas? Because a lot of people were planning early. I didn't. It seems like you're in my camp of things.
Yeah, I haven't been really good at planning, so I have a lot of shopping to do still today.
Is there any, do you have advice for people at home? Maybe don't do this?
Yeah, maybe like pre-order gifts and like make sure you have like stuff ready so you don't have to like come the weekend before Christmas.
So just because we have one more friend to get to, very quickly, is there anyone you want to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to?
Everybody.
Haley?
Everybody.
Yay! Okay, good job. All right, Bryson, would you like to step into my office, good sir? And I hear you're going to see Santa Claus.
Yes.
Are you excited to meet the jolly man in red?
Yes.
Have you been good this year?
I don't know.
That's at least an honest answer. Your parents are over. I like your kid's cool. I like that he's honest. I appreciate that. I know that you have a young sibling in the crib, so you guys are going to go see Santa. Are you ready though for Christmas?
Not that young.
He's not that.
He's 4.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you for correcting me, Bryson. So, do you have any people you want to wish a Merry Christmas to?
My friends from school, my cousins, and my family.
That's a good call because they're here supporting you, and I really appreciate that you came to say hi.
Teacher.
And your teacher. That's very important. Did you give them? Are you going to give them a thank you gift?
I already gave them. I gave my teachers mugs and I gave my friends notebooks.
Wow, you're a better gift giver than most people in my life, Bryson. If you ever have any extra gifts, please let me know. But thank you. Can I wish you a Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas, my good friend. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so there's a lot. Yeah?
I came here to read some nice books over the Christmas break in my house.
So you doing a bit of self-shopping, it sounds a little bit like.
And stuff for my brother.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to hide over here. He can't see.
I brought some stuff for myself and my brother that my mom and dad got in the bag for us to read over the winter break.
Very cool. Well, can I high five? And Merry Christmas to you and the younger brother who's only 4 years old, or a very old 4 years old. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bryson. Fist bump. Boom. Everyone, young, old, not so young, getting ready, even if we're a little bit late. So, yeah, don't we have an important date coming up? I need to go do more shopping.
Okay, you have 20 minutes until your next hit. Shop until you drop. Thanks, Andrew. Well, time now is 5:17, -4. You're watching live at 5.
Premier Doug Ford crossing the border into Buffalo. More on an energy agreement announced earlier today. That's next. Premier Doug Ford was in Buffalo today to sign a memorandum of understanding on energy with the governor of New York.
As part of the agreement, Ontario's global nuclear leadership will be used to advance the development and deployment of nuclear technologies. That includes large-scale reactors and small modular reactors. Premier Ford and Governor Kathy Hochul spoke about the benefits of the agreement and standing united in the face of the ongoing trade war.
As part of our deal, Ontario Power Generation and New York Power Authority will work together on developing an implementation of advanced nuclear technology. I always say it's safe, number one, it's clean, it's green, it's reliable, and it's cost affordable for especially the ratepayers here and over in Ontario as well.
Our partnership between New York and Ontario is rock solid. And as long as I'm governor, it's going to stay that way. And so we sat down together. You know, it's about relationships. Premier Ford and I sat down together. There was a meeting of Northeast governors and the Canadian premiers that all border this region. We got together in Boston to talk about the threats out of Washington, how destabilizing that is for trade and our relationships overall, but how we can individually step up and ignore that process, those threats, that hostility, and show we truly are friends.
Ontario Energy Minister Stephen Lecce joined us earlier on CP24. He says recent announcements for the nuclear sites in Pickering and Darlington, they're going to get a boost from this proposed deal.
That's why announcing commitments to Pickering and refurbishing that critical nuclear asset, which the former Liberals wanted to close, is going to help put 30,000 people to work. Small modular reactors are creating jobs for 18,000 workers. At Darlington and Bruce Power, we're talking about adding together over 10,000 workers. I mean, these are historic opportunities to get our supply chain going.
Under the agreement, Ontario and New York State will also explore opportunities to expand trade and identify opportunities for joint projects to create jobs in both regions. We are also following reaction today following Ontario's Integrity Commission announcing it is launching an investigation into Labour Minister David Piccini. This is over the controversial $2.5 billion provincial skills development fund.
The NDP and Liberals requested the investigation alleging Piccini breached ethics rules in handing out skills training funding. The Auditor General found that more than 60 of the lower scoring applicants were approved after they hired a lobbyist. Piccini has repeatedly defended his handling of the fund at Queen's Park. And Premier Ford was asked whether Piccini should resign or step down.
Well, I know he'll cooperate with the Integrity Commissioner, but this SDF, we call it Skills Development Fund, you heard the governor say they're investing $40 million. We've invested $2.5 billion. We've trained over 750,000 people. Already 100,000 people have found jobs. We're training them in every single sector, no matter if it's nuclear, because we need people trained in the energy sector. We're training in healthcare and manufacturing. So we're going to continue on.
Ontario NDP leader Margaret Stiles says this investigation is long overdue.
This is as a result of a complaint that I filed, a request for an investigation that I filed back in November, because I was, of course, starting to see a pattern here with the Minister of Labor and his connections to friends and donors and insiders getting a lot of money, about $100 million or more of SDF funds. This is a really important fund that trains people and provides really important service in our communities.
Liberal MPP and ethics and integrity critic Stephanie Smythe says that she's pleased about the investigation into Labor Minister David Piccini.
As a result of that request, I hope the Integrity Commissioner is examining whether conflicts of interest, insider access, or improper influence played a role in how David Piccini administered the fund, including whether donors, personal relationships, or political connections affected funding decisions, and whether the minister should have stepped aside when he knew that his judgment was compromised.
Piccini's office says it is working with the Integrity Commissioner. It's 5:24 minus 4. This is Live at 5.
And coming up, we hear from a brand new Blue Jay what pitcher Tyler Rogers has to say about joining the team next season.
We are hearing from one of the newest members of the Blue Jays for the first time. Reliever Tyler Rogers spoke to reporters this afternoon about his decision to sign in Toronto.
When the American League champs give you a phone call, you kind of perk up and get excited about that. You know, a team that was, really close to winning the World Series. So that right there is a great start. And the Blue Jays have a great reputation throughout the industry. Even before they made this World Series run, they have a great reputation for how they treat their players, their facilities, and even more so how they treat the families and take care of the families.
The Jays signed Rogers to a 3-year deal worth $37 million. The 35-year-old submarine pitcher is coming off the best season of his 7-year career, where he posted a 1.98 ERA over 81 appearances. Rogers spent his first 6 seasons with the Giants before being traded to the Mets last summer. It's 5:27 minus 4. This is Live at 5.
We are following developments from Welland tonight, where an officer has been shot and residents are still sheltering in place. Police say this incident stems from a bylaw issue. The very latest coming up. An officer shot, a neighborhood still sheltering in place. We have the latest on the evolving situation in Welland.
3 suspects, almost 80 charges. Police share details of multi-jurisdictional arrest and alleged hate-motivated activity and accusations of terror-related offenses.
Defying the trade war, Ontario and New York State enter an agreement on energy, which could lead to more jobs. We have the latest from Premier Ford.
This is Live at 5.
Good evening. I'm Sija Liu.
I'm Bakari Savage. Welcome to Live at 5. Niagara police say that the officer shot in Welland this morning has been released from hospital.
The SIU has invoked its mandates in this case. Police say the suspect is holed up in a building near the scene at 2nd Street and Plymouth Road. Officers were responding to a bylaw complaint this morning when they came under fire. The officers also fired their weapons. Area residents have been asked to shelter in place, lock their doors, and stay away from windows.
Right now, the suspect, what we can confirm is that the suspect is contained to that building. Okay, that's important because that helps us keep the community safe. We have issued a shelter in place. That shelter in place is for the community safety. What that means for our residents here is to lock your doors, lock your windows, stay inside. That's allowing our officers to do their operations properly as well. We have a heavy police presence, quite a big perimeter, given the nature of the attack on our officer. We don't know what weapon was used right now. However, we are going with a larger perimeter to ensure the safety of the public.
During a news conference in Buffalo, New York this morning, Premier Doug Ford commented on the officer who'd been shot.
She's a wonderful person. She's going to survive. And I just want to say our prayers and thoughts are with the family. Our prayers and thoughts are with all the police on both sides of the border, and that we'll always have their backs. And may God bless her. And I pray everything's going to work out. I'm very, very confident it will.
Stay with CP24 for more on this developing story. And for more details, head to our website, cp24.com, or the CP24 app. 3 suspects are facing 79 charges in a joint forces investigation dubbed Project Neapolitan.
A 27-year-old Walid Khan, 18-year-old Osman Azizov, and 19-year-old Fahad Sadat, accused of a range of offenses, including kidnapping, sexual assault with a weapon, and several firearm offenses. Khan's also facing several terrorism charges, including allegations that he conspired to commit murder for the benefit of a terrorist group. And police believe that the crimes were hate-motivated, targeting women and members of the Jewish community. So back in May, the suspects allegedly tried to force a woman into their vehicle. This is near Don Mills and Eglinton, but that was interrupted by a passing driver. And then in June, police say they chased 2 women in Mississauga while armed with a handgun, rifle, and a knife.
A statement from Mayor Olivia Chow reads, "I want to thank Toronto Police, Peel Police, and the RCMP for working swiftly to keep people safe. Through their joint efforts, they have uncovered serious alleged criminal offenses and potential threats to public safety motivated by hate, particularly targeting women in the Jewish community. The RCMP investigation has resulted in terrorism-related charges. I thank these police services for their continued vigilance to keep us safe." And for more on this, we are joined live by CP24 crime analyst Steve Ryan. And Steve, you heard it from the mayor there. This was a joint investigation involving police officers from different jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's right. When it comes to terror charges being laid, they were laid by the RCMP. They have an investigative branch, INSET, which consists of RCMP officers, municipal investigators, and provincial investigators as well. And terror charges are typically laid when police have reasonable grounds to believe that offenses were committed as a result of one's political, ideological, or religious beliefs. So this started with a joint forces project started by the Toronto Police and Peel Regional Police as a result of the attempted kidnappings that happened in both jurisdictions. And as a result of Project Neapolitan, the police identified 3 accused and charged them with a variety of criminal offenses, including kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, hostage taking, sexual assault, and firearms offenses. Now, it was as a result of that investigation, the police uncovered evidence that led them to believe that there may have been a terror plot to some of these criminal activities. So they passed that information along to the RCMP, and as a result, the terror charges were laid. So this, again, goes to not only the quality of the police work done by the Toronto Police and Peel Police, identifying alleged suspects in these 2 attempted abductions, but it also goes to how powerful the sharing of information is, and that allowed the RCMP and its partners to lay the terror-related charges as well. Now, earlier on, I spoke with the former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis, and we heard from the Center of Israel and Jewish Affairs as well, and here's more from both of them. Let's listen.
Quite often, CSIS comes up with information that the RCMP get involved in and do the kind of arrest piece of that. But ultimately, and CBSA, and I mean, it's all joint forces related, but ultimately, so many are thwarted that we never really hear of. Think back to the Toronto 18 and the months and the tons of millions of dollars of resources went into that. It was stopped before anybody got killed. And that could have been a huge disaster.
There's a serious problem in this country of radicalization, of extremism, of the glorification and promotion of terrorism and violence. And it's not just an issue that impacts one group or one community. It's a fundamental matter of national security. In Australia, it took the murder of a 10-year-old girl and 14 other innocent people for their government to wake up and start taking action. We can't afford to pay that cost here in Canada.
Of the 3 that have been arrested and charged, Walid Khan, the 27-year-old of Toronto, is the only one right now facing terror-related charges, and police allege that he has some sort of affiliation with ISIS. So back to you guys.
Okay, see, what can you tell us about the timeline of this investigation? Because we know these things don't happen overnight.
Bakari, it's an ongoing effort when it comes to collecting intelligence, sharing that information. There's a lot of covert work that clearly I can't talk about to disclose, but there's a lot of covert work that goes on behind the scenes, the gathering of information, the surveilling of people. So this didn't happen overnight. This was an effort that's been ongoing for some time, and with the assistance of Peel and Toronto with their investigation, that gave the RCMP and its partners the reasonable grounds to believe that terror offenses were committed. But this is an ongoing thing. This doesn't stop. These are men and women that investigate these terror plots are gathering this information around the clock, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it is something that doesn't stop. And with this investigation that they are currently investigating with regards to these current charges that were laid, that'll be something that'll be continuing on well into the future. And it would not surprise me if down the road we heard of others being charged connected to this series of allegations.
And Steve, what can you tell us about the suspects here, what police might be looking into when it comes to their background? Because these are extremely serious charges.
Yeah, that's a great question. Affiliations, their digital footprints, internet, things that they've been talking about with regards to emails, text messages. All of that will be part of the intelligence gathering. And those three individuals, the one in particular, Khan, who has been charged with the terror-related offenses, their names will be run internationally. They'll be checked databases around the world and see if there are other affiliations. Remember, the police are alleging that this one guy has affiliations to ISIS. They didn't make that up. So they had to have some evidence to suggest that this is in fact true, which certainly suggests that they've got other information that they're going to act upon as well. So clearly this is an ongoing investigation.
Okay, reporting live from TPS headquarters, CP24's crime analyst Steve Ryan. Right now it's 5:38. Let's get a check on the evening commute with CP24's traffic specialist Angela Nsiah-Boa.
Thank you so much, Bakari. And, you know, we continue to deal with quite the slow go out there on the major routes and some major problems happening through Mississauga. On the eastbound lanes of the 403, this is just as you make your way past Erin Mills Parkway. So it is the HOV in the left lane blocked to this collision. Already seeing big backups now, pretty much from Winston Churchill out towards that situation. And then if you're on the 401, we still have problems eastbound 401. This is in the collectors, just as you make your way through Kennedy. It's the right lane and shoulder blocked following this collision, also backing up the drive from Dixie. If you're on the eastbound Gardner Drive, getting better because that earlier collision on the Gardner eastbound at the start of the ramp that takes you to Spadina. Now it is just the right lane that is blocked, no longer blocking the additional lane, which is creating all sorts of headaches for commuters. But we still have problems on the southbound 400 up at Innisfil. Actually, it's at Highway 89 through Innisfil. It is a collision. It is in the two left lanes, and on city streets, crews on scene of a collision blocking lanes on Yonge and Steeles. I'll send it back to you both.
Okay, thanks so much, Angela.
You're welcome.
5 teenagers are facing charges after a stolen car crashed into a Scarborough cemetery overnight. Police say the vehicle struck a fence near Kingston and Brimley Roads and flipped on its side. 5 people were sent to the hospital, 1 with serious injuries. 3 boys and 2 girls, all age 17, are facing charges, including possession of stolen property.
Well, the Mississauga man under a lifetime driving ban has been charged. He was actually charged with... Well, right now it is 5:40 minus 4. This is live at 5. And we're live at Yorkdale Shopping Center on what's expected to be the busiest shopping day of the year. We're going to check in with Andrew Brennan. Christmas is less than a week away. Today is expected to be the busiest shopping day of the year. Interact is predicting that there's going to be nearly 25 million debit card swipes and taps done just today.
And a lot of that will be happening at Yorkdale Shopping Center. And that's where we find CP24's Andrew Brennan. Andrew, were you able to get any shopping done during your shift today?
Being as honest as I have to, I spent $435 today. I counted it up between the last hit and this one, but I know, I'm an idiot, but that's fine. I did find one gift, though, guys, that is free. A little baby shot. Some things in life don't have a value. They're just wonderful. The baby, who I'm assuming this belongs to, is right with his father, Artem, right beside me. I will give this back, I promise. You seem to be having a good day. But you think so? But so I appreciate that you came and said that you saw me earlier at the mall and you knew it was going to be a busy day.
Literally, yes. I saw you on the news too.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're watching, and then you decided to show up on the busiest day.
I wanted to come look for you and say I saw you, and
and also do some shopping. I'm assuming.
Some shopping, yes. We got our boy some boots, so he's ready for winter.
Is that why the sock was off?
Yeah, he tried on the boots, took off the socks. The gentleman who was helping us, he's like, well, get him to walk, but the problem is he's just learning how to walk. So
yeah, and also do it on your time, dude. It's you do it on your time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? Live on your time, huh?
Yeah. It's also the interview is also a bit on his time too. Babies love microphones. I wish that more teenagers, when we try to ask them questions, had the same feeling. Are you ready for Christmas?
Yes.
You know what? I do that too with kids. I try to do their inner monologues for the people at home.
Trying to get them to talk, right?
So how about you get them to say Merry Christmas?
Liova, skажи Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
But you were ready for Christmas?
As ready as we're gonna be. You got
a week. You got a week to go.
Yeah, it's true. This will be his second Christmas. First one doesn't count, so this will really be his first one.
His real first one.
Real first one, yeah. So.
Well, Merry Christmas to the both of you.
Thank
and
you.
The family off
Thank
camera.
you.
And do you want this back?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Liova.
It's mine. No. That's for you. And Merry Christmas to you. All right. So nice to meet the both of you. Thank you again. As you can see, we can have a little bit of fun as we spend boatloads of money. But CJ, you did mention before, and Bakari earlier on today, you talked about Interact transactions. That's just debit purchases. And looking at a lot of studies, about $500 a year is what people put on their credit cards on average during the holidays. So let's think of a New Year's resolution that involves us not being broke and hope for the best. We'll hope for the best.
Okay, hoping for the best. And you're obviously a generous giver, Andrew. Over $400 spent today. Well, hopefully you don't have to keep working too much. Thanks so much. Now, we haven't even gotten past Christmas yet, but it's a busy time and plans are well in the works for New Year's celebrations already.
And the city's already announced plans for ringing in the new year in 2 weeks. So they include midnight fireworks along the waterfront. The display in the Inner Harbor, it'll be synchronized to music. There will also be designated viewing areas along Queens Quay. Along with the fireworks, there's going to be music performances, skating, and a lot of food to choose from at Harborfront Center. There's also free skating at Nathan Phillips Square.
We actually have programming that starts about 10 o'clock along the waterfront. There's pop-up performances, dance lessons, music, circus performances that start all and will run right through until midnight. We have a great concert performance in partnership with Harborfront Center, and then the fireworks go off at midnight. It's about a 15-minute show from barges out on the harbor. So there's great viewing locations all the way along the waterfront, from Sherburne Common right over to the Music Garden, basically.
CP24 is the media partner for these New Year's Eve celebrations. The city recommends wherever you decide to go on New Year's Eve, be sure and take public transit, which is free that night. It's 5:47-4. This is Live at 5.
The premier mashed to weigh in on his labor minister under investigation by the Integrity Commissioner as the opposition continues to sound the alarm. Those details are next. The Raptors made a special holiday visit this afternoon.
The team stopped by Covenant House. Grady Dick, Garrett Temple, and Jamison Battle were among the players and coaches to serve meals, donate gifts, and spend time with the youth as part of the NBA Cares Season of Giving. Players spoke about the importance of the event and giving back to the community.
It feels amazing. I mean, it's like any chance I can get, to help give back. I just think back to when I was a kid and kind of going to different things with my brothers and seeing people we look up to, different guys that were playing in college at the time at Kansas, and seeing guys that kind of want to be in their shoes, and then kind of the fact that I'm in those shoes a little bit now and I have the platform to do so. It's a dream come true to be able to do stuff like this.
It's humbling. I get honestly probably more out of it than the people that we're here to serve. As a follower of Christ, this is what we're here to do. And then when you have kids and a family, being able to bring them to see this type of thing adds even more to it. And then on top of that, My family has been doing this in Louisiana for the last 45 plus years.
Covenant House is the largest agency serving youth who are homeless or at risk and offers a range of services to hundreds of young people every day.
Yeah, I bet those kids were so excited to see their favorite athletes there. Well, it's 5:59 minus 4. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24.
Thank you for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.